My name is Dealinaire Shook. I am the information collector. The EPA has announced a war. My name is Dealinaire Shook, and I am the information collector. Potential spaceport in Michigan. Send my condolences to the people of Kuwait. My name is Dealinaire Shook, and I am the information collector. Today I'm coming to you from downtown Hendersonville, North Carolina, where I'm at the All Nations Trading, where they have declared it to be Hendo-Whoville. It being the weekend after Thanksgiving, I thought it would be appropriate for a Christmas theme. All Christmas music is now legitimate since we are after Thanksgiving. Today's broadcast is sponsored by my first novel, Town Not for Sale. It's a very interesting, great American novel, which is actually a thing. It's not just a description, it's actually a literary genre. Anyway, you can read 11% of the novel online on Amazon for free, and I will cover the shipping cost. I'd like to welcome producer Merle back, and this is this week's Global Intelligence Briefing. Information from around the world you need to know. 2020 has been a hard year. But despite the COVID-19 lockdowns, the world economy remains solid. And here's the proof. Egyptian electric engineering companies have been doing very well. El Saudi Electric has had an amazing year. In November, this month, they got a traffic control and toll system contract for 6 highways in Egypt. In October, they became the first producer in Egypt of something called PC strands. It's really thick wire they use in like concrete and buildings. In August, they got a $38 million contract for an electrical distribution center in Kasumbalesha in the Democratic Republic of Congo. It connects that nation to the power grids of Zambia and South Africa. That year also, they inked an additional $100 million of contracts. In July, their subsidiary, Iskremiko, signed contracts for well over 100,000 smart meters in Egypt and the UAE, plus this company got an agreement to upgrade Slovenia's electric grid. And that year, that month, they also got a $26 million contract for electric and phone lines in Al-Mostakabal City, Egypt. In the prior 6 months, Al Saudi received $12 million substation deals. They built 12,000 miles of transmission lines in Egypt. They became a Cisco certified partner, which for those in the business, that's significant. And they received one of their subsidiaries received a 30-year contract to build an inland port connecting to 2 seaports. This is a freight yard with rail lines running into it where they bring the containers in, then they shift them to trucks. They've got one in Greer, South Carolina. So they're doing this Egyptian company's doing pretty good. Now, Black Friday this year went a lot digital. So Fujitsu and an Italian firm called Laris have taken Laris's graph database platform, combined it with Fujitsu's Deep Tensor AI technology. And this is a database that instead of using like numbers. It used literal graphs. And what they've done is they furthered a way to map the relationships between elements of credit card transactions. This is important because they have created relationship trees involving credit card data, point of sale data, and fraud detection rules. This has reduced false positives by 63%, and it's increased their detection rates by 10%. The African Union this week warned about H5N8 avian flu spreading from 12 Western European countries where they're having an outbreak right now via migrating birds to Africa. This mostly affects birds that are being raised. Although, obviously, as we all know, you cannot rule out a spillover event. The Organization of American States announced Wednesday that this coming Wednesday, they'll have a video conference addressing crimes against humanity in Venezuela. It will feature the OAS Secretary General, the Organization of American States Special Advisor who compiled the report, and a former UN High Commissioner for Human Rights. Friday, the State Department announced sanctions on Mohammed Al-Qani and the Kanyat militia in relation to extrajudicial violence in Tripoli during the last year, specifically regarding a mass grave in the town of Tarhuna. This is just, the situation in Libya is very, very complex. There are a lot of players there. It's a very, very sad place right now. And finally, in Canada, Open Road Auto broke ground on a new Honda dealership in Vancouver. Once again, the economy is solid. Once COVID gets out of the way, we're going to go gangbusters. This dealership is 64,000 square feet. It's got 23 service bays and 5 bays where they can wash cars. It's got rooftop parking. It's the economy is solid. My name is DeLeonard Shook. I'm the information collector, and I'm coming to you from Hindohuville. Say that 5 times fast. From All Nations Trading. So look them up online, All Nations Trading. That's where you can get your own Mr. Grinch tree. God willing, I'll be back next week with more private intelligence from around the globe that you need to know.